Worry is a deadly habit. That's right. First, worry is a habit, which means you can change it, but it's also deadly. So if left unchecked, it can have very bad effects on your health and well-being. Worry, like stress, is a part of life. Some people tend to worry more than other people, but at the end of the day, pretty much everybody, or almost everybody, worries about something at some point. Too much worry is bad news. We can worry ourselves sick, and that includes physical, psychological, and emotional health. We can worry ourselves into an early grave. But as I already said, worry is a habit. So you can change that habit and replace it with something better. In this video, I will offer you some simple tips and straightforward practices that will help you to gain control of your worry and replace your worry habit with more healthful and beneficial habits. One of the things that can be helpful when you're tackling the habit of worry is keeping busy. When we have the luxury of time, we have the opportunity to worry. When we keep busy, our ability to worry is put on the back burner. If you're someone who worries a lot by nature, chances are you're sweating the small stuff. You're worrying about the little things. Life is too short to worry about all the little things. So the bottom line, don't sweat the small stuff. Someone once said, life is too short to be little. Worry often involves our imagination, so we worry about things that could or may happen. A good way to combat our own imagination in terms of how it contributes to worry is to examine the likelihood of whatever we're worried about actually happening. What are the chances of whatever you're worrying about happening? If the probability is small, then there's no point worrying. It all goes back to worrying being a habit. But if your examination of the situation actually reveals that you have something valid to worry about because the likelihood of it happening are quite significant, then that gives you an opportunity to proactively do something about it if you can. Some things are inevitable in life, so worrying about them is really a waste of your time and energy. Why worry about things that are inevitable? Assess your current worry, whatever you're worrying about, and if you figure out that this is inevitable, worrying about it will not change anything. Knowing that might be enough to help you worry less or not worry about it at all. There is a clear difference between worry and concern. We all have things that we need to be concerned about in life. We can't just live an oblivious existence. We may be concerned about people and things and situations, and that's simply a part of life. Those things and people and situations may require our attention and our concern. But once that concern crosses a line into worry, which really crosses a line from something that is in our control to something that is out of our control, that's when we need to take note. So the next tip is to assess whether this is a genuine concern that calls for your time, attention, and energy, or whether this is the runaway experience of worrying. When you really stop to think about it, so much of what we tend to worry about isn't even worth our time and effort. This goes back to not sweating the small stuff. As I already mentioned, worry often involves the use of our imagination of what could be, what may happen. But sometimes we worry about things that have already happened. You may have heard expressions like, no use crying over spilt milk, or don't try to saw sawdust. What it comes down to is when things are already done, worrying about them is not going to change them. What's done is done. So really, there's no point to wasting your time and energy worrying about things that are already done. As you can see, these are very simple, straightforward tips, but they're useful and effective, and they're very doable. So I encourage you to incorporate them into your daily experience. Take some time to assess how much time and energy you spend worrying. The more you worry, the more you will benefit from incorporating these tips into your daily life. Life is too short and it's too precious for you to waste your time and energy on worrying. And again, remember that worry and concern are two different things. While we may be perfectly justified in being concerned about people, things, and situations, it's important not to cross that line into worry and change our situation from something that's within our control to something that is out of our control. Worry is a bad habit that can be your ticket to illness and an early grave. You have all the power in the world to change a bad habit into one that will benefit you. And if you find it too difficult to do this on your own, you can always reach out to a healthcare professional to get some help and guidance.